Hey there, I'm Justin Spicer with the Ohio State Legal Services Association, and I'm here with Kathy Hoover, staff attorney with the Low Income Taxpayer Clinic at the Legal Aid Society of Columbus, and Melissa Skilleter, clinic director with the Low Income Taxpayer Clinic of Southeastern Ohio Legal Services. Today, we're going to be talking about what to do if you need more time to file your 2022 tax return. Feel free to leave any comments or questions below, and we'll answer whatever we can. Kathy, when are taxes due this year? Getting pretty close, right?
Yeah, so it's less than a month away. Because April 15th is a Saturday and the 17th is a holiday, your income tax returns are due on Tuesday, April 18th this year. That means they have to be filed electronically by midnight, or they have to be postmarked at the post office on the 18th. Be aware the post office may not be open till midnight this day, so plan ahead. Now is the time to think about whether you need to ask for more time to file. The IRS will give you an extension, but you have to ask for it by filling out Form IRS 4868 and sending it to the IRS. Fortunately for folks who need an extension, it's a very short form. As long as you send in the form and have it postmarked by the end of the day on April 18th, you will have until October 15th, 2023 to file your taxes. In some ways, it's a very simple form. However, it does ask you to estimate how much tax you will owe when you do file your tax return.
Melissa, why do you have to give the IRS an estimate of how much taxes I'll owe?
Well, in short, even if you get an extension to file, you generally need to pay the taxes by the April deadline. A lot of people don't really think of it this way, but you have two jobs to do by April 18th. First, taxpayers have to file a return reporting their income and calculating how much tax they will owe. And second, they have to pay any tax due. These are two separate requirements. If you miss the deadline to file and you owe taxes, the IRS hits you with two kinds of penalties: failure to file and failure to pay. The IRS form that Kathy mentioned earlier gives you more time to file the return, but you're generally going to need to pay any tax that we due by April 18th. This means you will need to have a pretty good idea of what your tax bill will be, and you need to send payment along with your request for an extension. That's why you should be thinking about the deadline now, even if you plan to request one.
What if you can't afford to pay what's due?
If you can't pay the tax that is due, it's better to go ahead and file the return if possible. That avoids one of the penalties that Melissa mentioned, the failure to file penalty. Usually you would just need to file the return and work with IRS collections to set up a payment plan or to put a hold on your collections. In those cases, the IRS would still be adding interest and penalties. In rare cases, the IRS may grant an extension to pay your taxes if you send in what's called Form 1127. The IRS only approves these extensions if you have what they call an undue hardship. This is more than just not having the money or being low income. You generally would need to show that you had the money, but something happened unexpectedly, so you needed to use the money to pay for necessary living expenses.
Okay, Melissa, so let's say I can pay my estimated taxes, but I need an extension for filing. How do I do that?
You have some options. First, Tax Pros can help you estimate the tax that's due and submit that request for an extension. If you need help, you should reach out now to get that appointment, because tax preparers get really busy at the beginning of May. If you need help, many communities have free tax filing sites that we talked about in our Choosing a Tax Preparer video. You can call 211 to see if you can still get an appointment, or go to irs.gov/VITA, that's VITA, to find contact information for a local free filing site. Or you can do this yourself by getting Form 4868 by going to irs.gov, filling out the form, and mailing it in. Mail it in with a check or money order for the estimated payment if you need to make one. Make sure to write your Social Security number on your payment to make sure that it gets applied to the right account. If you want to make an estimated payment electronically and file that request for an extension, you can do so online by visiting irs.gov/payment and scheduling your payment. Then the IRS will automatically process this as a request for an extension without you needing to submit the form. If you do not need to make a payment and want to request an extension online, you can visit irs.gov/freefile. That will lead you to a list of companies with software that will guide you through this process. The free options are generally available for taxpayers with income under $73,000 for the year. And if your income is above that, any of the major tax filing software companies will help you submit a request for extension.
Great. Thanks, Kathy, and thanks, Melissa. Thanks to everyone for listening. Don't forget, the video of this session and all the others in our Tax Chat series are available on our Facebook page. Join us next time in April when we talk about why your refund might be less this year than it was last year, and what you should do if you never got your W-2s. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.